Morning guys. If this might look familiar, that's because it is. Nope, it's not Groundhog Day. A week after receiving my puncture, I'm back out to do the trip again. Those of you that follow my channel will know last time I headed out to Owl's Nest and intended to ride up to Elan Valley with a couple of my friends, things didn't quite go to plan. Had a nasty looking puncture in the back tyre. Still haven't worked out what did it. I'll share a picture or a video of the puncture, but something actually cored a circle a bit of rubber out of my tyre and let a hell of a lot of air out very quickly. Lucky not to stuff the bike into a hedge, to be honest. But we made it to the cost of one new tyre, so not all bad really. So, round 2, ding ding. Let's see how far we get this time. Not really a stretch this. Not barreling through it like I was last time. New tyres and the roadworks have probably moved a bit closer. Yeah, they are. So, a week ago we were out. We had cloudy skies, occasional bit of sunshine, and temperatures were in the high single figures. What a difference a week makes. Temperatures are well into double figures now. It just feels so nice being out on the bike without being layered up with so much kit that they feel like Michelin Man. It's lush, isn't it? The weekend was lovely as well while I was stuck in work, so you lucky bastards that got to get out, I hope you all made the most of it. Views. New tires, take it easy, take it easy. So, same place as last time. Out here I had my puncture. Getting a little bit nervous. Did it want something in the road that caused it? Given the markings that were on the tyre around the puncture last time and the way it was cut. Last thing you want to see coming in it is why you don't ride over the white line. He got a speed camera here, Billy Bob Thornton's flashing like it. So I've been careful to overtake this traffic. Overtook 2 cars on a nice long straight, so I didn't go over 60 because the guy coming the other way was flashing like crazy. Got into the next village now, which was a lot further away than I remembered, and still haven't seen a van yet, so I don't think he was flashing about the speed van. Is he just happy to be out? Yay, look at me, I'm out, flash flash. Motorcycles, right. Now we're here, I can find out why B-cam ain't rolling as well. Just stopped to check the battery in the other GoPro B-cam, and it hadn't taken its charge. Now it was definitely sat on charge. Took them both off charge. I've only just got the second battery, luckily. Was hoping to extend my recording time, but it appears that I've just preserve the recording time I've got. Probably got a dead battery. Right, so Elan Valley, we've just come into Rada off the A470. Turn left in Rada. Straight on would have been going for Aberystwyth, right would have been getting onto the A44 heading towards Crossgates and then Hereford. Okay, so we've only got a few miles down the road from Rada. You see us approaching Elan Valley. The first reservoir we come to, it's called, I think if memory serves me right, it's Caban Goch Dam. Dam in the res. There'll be a left turn up here for the visitor centre. At the bottom of Elan Valley we'll have the first dam, visitor centre and Elan Village. Now Elan Village, it was the site of a temporary village that housed the thousands of workers that built the place. And then later on they built a permanent village for the staff that maintained the Elan Valley reservoirs. Not sure if that village now is actually tourist accommodation. So anyway, just we come over the brow here, we got the visitor centre, Elan Village, before you pass the first res. Watch out for sheep. No, seriously, watch out for sheep actually, you little bastards. They run under your front wheel, you give them a chance. And once they bowled you into the middle of the road and knocked you off your bike, they'll probably laugh at you and trot off. Tough little buggers. Right. I am loving this sunshine. I am loving not being dressed up like Michelin Man on the bike as well. Actually move around a little bit. So that's the village here. Ooh, missed it. Right, inside the visitor centre here, there's a cafe. You can get some quick grub, coffee, cake. Not as good as Owl's Nest, mind. Ian, you can pay me later. I reckon a custard slice for that. Lols. Rolling, leaving a visitor centre now. Let's go and have a look at Elan Village. I am not 100% sure if we're allowed down here. I've never crossed the bridge before. There's a car coming from there, I don't see why not. Let's have a look. If I'm not allowed down there, I'll just claim stupidness anyway. I'm told it's something that I get away with rather easily. Never been over this bridge before. Ooh. Might be a reason for that. Okay. Well, this is pretty. So, Elan Village had its own church and shop. I think they might have housed 500 people at one point. Not 100% on that. I'm not sure what they do here now. Elan Valley Trust. Pretty, isn't it? There's a school up on the hill there. And bigger houses here for the more important people, I suppose. Elan Valley Lodge, is that what the school is now, is it? Anyway, we don't have all day, 20 to 2 now, and I want to cover the rest of the valley. So we best make tracks and carry on filming. So those of you that have come up this way before, I'll just go through the layout in case you missed any of the reses, any of the dams. Look at the history of it a bit as well, and if you haven't, then you now know where to go when you do, don't you? As if you can make it all the way through this video. So that's Cabangoch, a spectacular sight. I think I've only been up here twice when it's actually overflowing, cascading down the front, as the architect himself put it when he designed it, apparently. Now, I think the remains of the church that was flooded was underneath this reservoir. There was a number of buildings flooded, although people say that at low water levels they've seen the church spire and stuff, but I've also read that the church was stripped back to its foundations before it was flooded, and so were the manor houses that were flooded. So I don't know, I'm yet to see it for myself. People also say they can hear the church bells ringing, but I think that's been defunct as the church bells of the church that was built to replace that church. There is still an active church up on the Elan Valley estate. The walker's path all the way down the side here as well. It'd be lovely to come out here walking one day. this is actually the second dam we are crossing here. Just looks like a bridge. A lot of pillars on it though, and that's because it is actually a dam, and it's called Garrig D or Garrig Do. It acts as a road to get to the Clearwen Dam, but it also is a submerged dam itself to control the flow of water to Birmingham. I believe. So there we go, that was it. Nantgwilt Church. Nantgwilt. So, if you're a new rider and you haven't been up here before, or if you're not a new rider but you still haven't been up here anyway, take care on these single track roads. A bike is, I think, the best way to visit, because you can slip past the cars when it gets narrow, but at the same time you will get the cars coming through taking up all the road, and they won't be looking at the road, they will be looking at the scenery like I am as well, mind. And the roads are rough. As you go straight on past that second dam to carry on up to the Elan River and the Elan reservoirs, there's an avenue of trees underneath that are pulling up the road, and they're like disguised speed bumps. I forgot about it one day and I hit it at about 40 miles an hour, came out of my seat. So yeah, this is not a road to be riding fast on. I know people have come speeding up through here trying to take a shortcut to get to Aberystwyth as well, and it didn't end well for them. Rough, slippery, full of sheep pooping sheep. I was going to run up to Elan Valley and do the filming that I didn't do last time I was out. I was going to go and do a little guide to the layout of the 6 dams, 5 reservoirs of Elan Valley, and all the different little things to see up there. You see that little orange light on the dash here? Engine warning light. Stopped on the side of the road up there, got no signal to call breakdown or Triumph and see how serious it is, see if I'm okay to ride home or I need to stop immediately and call the AA. So Van Dabby Dozy, I suppose. Am I alright to stop here? Bevan's Triumph in Cardiff has suggested that as long as I've got the orange warning light and no other light, that I am okay to ride it to them. So that is what I am doing. Like, I just can't get any luck with motorbikes at the moment. The weather's broken, no longer riding out in the cold. And I've got a puncture the first day out, and the second day out I get a engine management light of all things. Now, the owner's manual does say not to ride prolonged on the orange light. Now, I don't know how long that means. Triumph dealers seem to think that I'm okay to ride it to them. And I've said anything's better than waiting for the RAC, which is a Triumph Assist provided by the RAC. And I know all too well about that after the puncture last week. So, providing I don't get another warning light, I will continue on to Cardiff. Yep. So, still on my way back. Still bored. Look what a stunning country we live in now, eh? Beautiful. Okay, so on my way back from Bevans, I was in there less than half hour. They plugged the bike in, picked up a fault code on the oxygen sensor. They cleared the fault code, started the bike up, revved it a little bit, and it didn't come back. So they gave me the option of leaving the bike here for further testing because they haven't got time today, or taking it home. So quite obviously I took the take it home option. If the engine warning light comes up again, they said it'll be that, so to call them and they'll get a new sensor on order. I mean, like the fault code was no reading, which means it wasn't a fault with the emissions itself, it was a fault with the sensor not reading anything. So the chances are, if it's done that once, it probably will do it again. Still, it's recorded now, they've added in to clear. So, see how it goes from there. There's two issues Bevans are currently dealing with me at the moment, with the bike being less than 12 months old. It's the finish on the forks, the fork lowers, the black powder coating or paint or whatever it is on there, it started flaking away when I washed the bike, both sides. And now this oxygen sensor going faulty, and like I said, they've only cleared the fault today. When I took it down here, they've said that it didn't come back when they ran the bike, but it could come back. And I'm actually a electrician by trade, and I do know that once these gas sensors start going, and like the fault code was no reading off the sensor, which means the sensor's temporarily failed. It has started working again, but with these intermittent faults they only get worse on sensors. The sensor will play up again, and you don't need to take my word of it as a font of all electrical knowledge, because I might be talking crap. You don't know who I am or what I do, but you get a quick Google of the orange warning light fault on a 765 Daytona. The first thing that comes up, the first couple of things, is in a few chat groups, and it is of the it is all about the O2 sensors failing, and people have even said on there, I'm like, I read all this while I was trying to get hold of Bevans, and a quick read of all the comments, and people say they've had them fail, the fault's cleared, and a couple of weeks time they was having a new sensor fitted because it failed again. So I'm sure I will be back. And it's as if by magic, I had to say it, didn't I? I had to say it. As if by magic, the light is back up. So guess what? I will get home now. Bevans possibly be closed by the time I get home. If they are, I'll deal with it in the morning. I'll give them a call. They're like, they're going to have to order a new O2 sensor up. Woman, stop and look. F***ing scare the shit out of me, like. Okay, so to sign off, I'll just play some B-cam footage from what little time I did get up around Elan Valley, while I give you a bit of an update over voiceover as to what's going on. It's now 2 days after the warning light came on. I've been in touch with Bevans again. They've said that they've had the warranty claim back for the forks. I might have mentioned it in a video. Here's a picture of the forks. I've had paint or powder coat come off the fork lowers while I was cleaning the bike. Now I did ride it 3 or 4 times throughout winter, but I washed it every time after riding it. ACF 50'd it. All my other bikes I've treated like that over the years, kept bikes for 3 or 4 years each, and never had them rot, rust or paint come off them. So this isn't really acceptable, but Triumph have agreed to renew the fork lowers, so it appears this is a common problem. Quite a few people came up on our Facebook groups as well and said they'd had this issue, and Triumph had done it under warranty claims. So that's going through with the sensor. Unfortunately, it's going to be over a week now. April the 4th is the earliest they can fit it in because of the amount of time they need it, and they're going to keep it overnight. The upshot of that is they'll be giving me a courtesy bike, so I may as well do a review of that while I've got it. So whatever it is, keep an eye out, and that'll be the next video I post up now. But as well as going to Bevans to get this issue sorted out, I have actually raised a complaint with Triumph, along with information from the bike when I had it delivered, because I had issues on delivery. Now, it was the dealer's fault rather than Triumph's fault. I didn't buy the bike from Bevans. They didn't have any in and wouldn't be getting any in for 6 months. So I went to Fowler's, and the bike was delivered with coolant that was well below minimum, oil level that was on minimum, rear seat cover that wouldn't release, and the rear bearing dust cover on the left hand side of the rear wheel was at an angle and screeching against the axle. So I emailed Fowler's at the time, and they actually had me ride the bike over or with the low fluid levels to sort it back out. So all those emails have gone off to Triumph now, because with that on top of the poor handling from the RAC, from a service that they provide, and the forks corroding or the paint coming off and the sensor failing, they're only little issues each. And they can't really do a lot about the dealer other than tell them not to, to buck their ideas up. But this is all starting to add up now. I'm like, the reason you buy a new motorbike is so that you can just ride it without worrying about having it back and forth of repair or having to work on it yourself. I'm like, that's why I keep relatively new motorbikes and change them every few years, because I just want a bike that starts when I press a button and rides. What little time I get, I want to spend riding it. Triumph have very kindly offered me a £100 parts and accessory voucher, which they didn't have to do. But more importantly, once these issues are sorted, I'm hoping I've just got a bike that I can ride. If I have many more issues, I'm going to be rejecting or trying to reject the motorcycle, because this isn't what I expect from a new bike. But that said, I hope this is the last of the issues, because I really do enjoy riding the bike. It's one of the nicest and most playful motorcycles I've had. It's a lot of fun. It has a bit of soul and character that the Japanese bikes do seem to be missing, and if it didn't have that character, I think I'd already be giving it back and going back to a Kawasaki or a Yamaha or something a bit less exciting. It's going to start every time, so watch this space on that. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you managed to get to the end of the video, thank you very much. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I do hope to get a complete vlog and start getting some complete videos out there. I haven't managed to get there so far, but luck should change soon, hopefully. I should really stop saying stuff like this, shouldn't I? Anyway, that's me out. Ta-ra, guys.